What is going on, everyone? It is Garrett and welcome to the DesignCast episode 2. In today's video we're going to be talking about balancing school and designing, which can be super important for everyone within middle school, high school, and even college. So I do want to say thank you for the support on the first episode. If you guys haven't watched it or listened to it already, there's going to be a link to the Soundcloud and then also in the video in the description below. And I do want to say thank you to Ryan for suggesting this video topic. On my Twitter, you guys can be a part of my Twitter polls and vote for the next DesignCast or even give me my own suggestions. My Twitter is @BehrDesign. You guys can link to it in the description below. So to get right into the discussion, this is going to be very quick and stuff like that. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So if you guys are on the go, you guys can listen to it on SoundCloud. There's going to be a link in the description below for this as well. So I do want to be saying to you guys, I will be giving you guys my whole entire senior year routine later in the video to talk about how I basically balance everything personally. It's really my routine that I worked off of and how it worked best for me. Now I do want to say college is extremely different. This is due to classes having different time schedules, what you're basically doing in class, how much time they put in class, and this is basically going to be pertaining only to high schoolers, middle schoolers, or people in like school that takes out most of your morning to afternoon. So I do want to say that the first thing in this whole entire video is we want to focus on school first. That is clearly the more important thing, especially because the grades mean a lot within college scholarships and stuff like that. And if you guys are going to school for graphic design, I do want to say that your portfolio is going to outweigh your grades. However, those grades are going to help you get those big merit award scholarships and help you get those big money paying scholarships or even a full ride. If you guys have a 4.0 and you guys graduate the top of your class, the odds of you getting a higher scholarship than graduating with like a 3.2 is just a lot more different. So you really want to focus on school a lot more, just so you guys can get good grades, you guys can learn a little bit more on how everything works. If you guys can take electives, take like business classes and art classes, of course, and just things that can boost your grade and you can learn from especially. So once you guys basically have school set first in your mindset, you really want to find out a good schedule for you. So this is really writing down, like, do you guys do sports, how much homework you have to do, how much does design actually mean to you, and all this kind of stuff is very important to think about because you always want to manage everything properly within a time zone. For example, I did lacrosse, so lacrosse was always taking up a lot of my time. Homework wasn't too much. I'll talk about my senior year a little bit later on this video and how my homework worked out. And then basically design was of course my main job, so it was the most important to me. But I did put school first, and that's why I had such good grades, throughout my whole entire career. So you really want to focus on time management and planning out your day in your head or on a piece of paper, a whiteboard, whatever works best for you, so you guys can get on a really good routine. And for example, I'll write you guys a little bit of a list. How long do you go to school for? Do you have early release, late entry as a senior? I know a lot of schools have that as a senior. You guys get this little perk of being able to leave early or come in later. And then basically, school in America, at least, normally time you really wake up is 6 a.m. You guys get, in a shower, you guys can do a little bit of homework, eat breakfast, go to school, and then you get home around 2-3 p.m. And then if you guys have sports, you guys hang out with your friends, the social life, you guys can basically hang out from 3 to 6 or 3 to whenever. And then when you get home to basically 10 o'clock later on is when you have time to do whatever. So you should really be focusing on doing homework when you have that free time at home because, like I said, schools will give you those big scholarships. And instead of playing, video games or watching TV or taking naps, you can always devote that time to art and designing. I know a lot of people really want to know about time management and really, focus more on designing when they have all the school stuffs going on. But you guys really got to understand, I'm sure that a lot of you sit in your room and play video games or sit on your computer going through Twitter and stuff like that. And before you know it, 1 hour goes by, 2 hours go by, 3 hours go by, and you just basically wasted your whole entire day scrolling through a Twitter feed and just basically have to watch YouTube videos on how to bench press properly and stuff like that. And taking naps is huge. I always like to take naps in the day. I thought it'd help me and my body get like more of a boost the next thing. But I would waste so much time in the day because by the time I get in bed, 30 minutes later I fall asleep. I sleep for about an hour and then I wake up and then it takes me like 2 hours to get out of bed. And by the time dinner's ready and then I'm just have no time to do anything whatsoever. So you really have to focus on what you want to do and what you have to give up to gain from others. So if you're going to give up video games and watching TV all the time, you can use that time to design. If you guys have a laptop, you're more than capable of sitting down watching, the new Flash episode, the new Blacklist episode, and then designing on your laptop while you're right there. It might make you a little bit more distracted, however, it does help out a lot. And I do want to say some schools even offer for you to bring a laptop into the school. A lot of things like that can really give you more time. If you guys have a lunch, you guys can go to the computer lab on your design If you guys have study hall, you guys can design free class periods, everything like that. You can basically devote to designing. And it's really about time management. And basically, just like I said, you really need to give away other things to gain on another. Like I said, I gave up video games for a while. I don't think I've played PS4 for about 3 weeks now. I've been on to talk to friends, but on the time I'm talking, I'm usually designing. I don't really watch TV unless I'm going to bed, and I don't really take naps anymore either, just because I want to devote that time to designing, excuse me. So, in getting into my more of a schedule to talk about and basically show you guys what I did and what worked best for me. Now, I woke up generically around 6 a.m. like everyone else. That was basically my time to get up. Sometimes a little bit early if I wanted to go outside and go for a run, but mostly 6 a.m. is the time that I woke up. Now, I checked my emails, my YouTube comments, my Twitter DMs. Those were the first things I did. I usually laid in bed and scroll through everything on my phone. That only took about like 30 minutes of my morning just to do all that kind of stuff. And then I hopped in the shower, of course, got ready and stuff like that. And then I drove to school. My school only started at 7 o'clock. I think I usually got there around like 7:12. You got in the doors at 7:30 and stuff like that. But I always had my phone on me with the whole entire time. I wasn't on my phone checking my Twitter DMs driving, but when I was in the parking lot, if I was getting DMs, I'd respond back to them. If I was in homeroom, I'd respond back to classes and stuff like that. From 7 to 12 was my school day, and the reason behind this is because I had I had early dismissal, so I'd be able to get out of school, half throughout the day, which is extremely nice because by the time I got home, the day was still fresh. It was still basically the afternoon, and I could basically go from there. So 7 to 12 was really my class days. And like I said, I always had my phone on me to check messages while I was in class, while I was doing other things. And teachers do get really, really pissed off that you're on your phone all the time in class. But we were seniors, and by the time we finished classwork, we'd always have like 20 minutes left over in the class to do homework. So I would just do it there, and then I would basically go on my phone the rest of the time. Now, after school, I devoted an hour to the gym, so I drove to the gym about 15 minutes away from my school. I worked out and then went back home, and this is when I was just getting into my gym routine. So after I got home, I basically worked from then. I went on my computer, I did all my client work. I didn't have my puppy now, so I was really able to sit down and focus a lot on my work. I played video games every now and then too. It wasn't like I was sitting there playing video games from 3 o'clock all the way to 10 o'clock, and I wasn't really on a bedtime schedule since I was, I think, 16 and turning 17 last year, so that people could really, my mom wouldn't, yell at me to go to bed, that I was mature enough to wake up on my own. And what little homework I really had left that I didn't do in school, I just did late at night before bed or even early in the morning in my car. I know a lot of you kids, I have friends, and I really hate saying this, I know if any adults or any teachers are listening to this, that a lot of kids just copy homework, and I'm gonna be one of those kids that would always, text friends in the morning for homework, or people would text me. So it's always homework being shared around, and you don't really learn from that, but, senior year, you're really about to get over it, and you're just like, I just want to get this done. So my homework was not hard at all throughout that time, and I just basically repeat that throughout the day. And it was just really, what worked for me. I didn't really do anything else. I, of course, hung out with friends, my girlfriend at the time and stuff like that. But whatever time I did have extra, I didn't sit in my room and take a nap. I didn't play video games. I usually devoted it to my design work. And this was just so important to me because it was my career, was my job. I was going to college for this. So this is just really, what worked for me and how I devoted my time for it. So you really need to sit down with yourself and figure out what works for you and then roll with it onto that. Don't follow a certain schedule, like don't write on a piece of paper, wake up 6 a.m., 6:30, check Twitter DMs, and follow it like that. You can build that up in your head and just follow a routine like that. And if you guys are really devoted to design and building your portfolio and going to college for it, you will make time for it. Like anything else, if you want to do something seriously, you will make time for it. That's no questions asked. But really focus on school. Like I said, everything that comes from school is so much more important. The way you talk to people, the way you interact, business classes, art classes, music, anything like that, it really helps your brain flow, get the brain waves going, the creativity flowing, and you just really want to focus everything on that, just because you guys can get so much more out of that than sitting in your room on your computer the whole entire time. And getting good grades, like I said, it comes out with scholarships, it comes out with a bunch of other things, so you really want to focus on that as well. And just build your portfolio up while you're home. If you guys have art classes, you guys can stay after. There's so much more things you guys can do that help build up your portfolio. So just focus on school, remember to get good grades, and come in with nice scholarships going into college. And don't get so held up with this graphic design stuff while you're home. colleges half the time don't really care how good you are. If of course, having a good portfolio is really going to help on yourself. As soon as you hit freshman and sophomore, you're really going to have to follow a base schedule and learn with everyone else the basics of graphic design and go from there. So don't get held up with this GFX kind of stuff you're doing for Call of Duty teams and stuff like that, that free work. Just focus on yourself, build up a better understanding of everything. Like, focus on typography, watch graphic design documentaries and stuff like that, and you'll really balance everything out correctly. But like I said, guys, just please focus on school first, and then you'll have to develop a whole entire schedule after that, and that's basically my routine. So like I said in the whole entire video, just routines are very important. I gave you guys an example of mine. And you really want to just focus out, what's working for you and what's not working for you. If you guys need help on, not finding time at all, you really should, comment on the video below. I will really help you. I'll check all the comments all the time, go through everything and basically run you through a good schedule. If you guys really have no time at all, there's always something you guys can give up to gain from another. I did lacrosse my junior year and sophomore year, and I'm telling you, I was at the school from 6 a.m. I would, wake up. I was basically busy from 6 a.m. all the way until 6 p.m. at night, and that was terrible. By the time I got home, did homework, and ate dinner, it was literally like 9 o'clock p.m., and I had no time to do anything. But I did design, and whenever I had time, I did do it. So just devoting time to it the best you can is really what you can do. So if you guys need help finding time to do things, you guys really have no time at all, and you guys want to explain it to me, you can always comment in the video below. You guys can click off the SoundCloud link, hop onto my YouTube at BehrDesign, and then comment on the video of DesignCast episode 2, and I'll help you guys the best I can. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helped out everyone at basically finding a good schedule, having a better understanding of school and design and what's more important. And if you guys have any suggestions of what you want to hear next, you guys can always message me on Twitter, comment on this video below, or you can use my website at garrettmalone.com and use the contact form for that. For the price, just put like TBD or /A or whatever like that. So thank you guys so much for listening on this, and it's been Garrett, and thank you guys so much. Peace out.